Hello, this is the Vikstrand, and today I'm coming to you once again with the winter edition. It's a nice location we have found today. This very nice location reminds me of something. Well, of Brazil, of course. Let's take a look today at a Brazilian movie, shall we? In the beginning of the movie, you're informed that the Brazilian police is lowering their demands for becoming a police officer, thereby trying to get a more diverse set of recruits who's more going to represent the population. Doesn't that sound a bit like the Police Academy movie? One of these new recruits is Claire, who is a hotel receptionist who witnessed a hostage robbery sort of thing going on at her hotel. She's a bit traumatized by the entire thing, and she decided that she wants to become a police officer. She basically has to learn on the job, and she being green as turtle soup and not really qualified to do this, she is mocked by her colleagues and she's having a hard time. Well, that certainly is a big surprise. But she becomes part of a task force within the Brazilian police, and they're transferred to a smaller city. Their task is, of course, to rid the Brazilian soul of the two things that plagues it: drugs and gang violence. However, they also stumble across two other things that plagues the Brazilian soul, that is corruption and corruption, both political and police one. It's difficult as a police officer when you both have politicians and your fellow police officers, breathing down your neck and wanting to maybe kill you maybe. So they stumble across a much bigger story than they originally anticipated. Are they going to be able to crack the case and save the city, or are they just going to be another statistics in the columns of police officers shot in the line of duty? As you can hear, this is not exactly the most original movie of all time. The most original thing about it is probably that it takes place in Brazil. The story is a little bit too big for the budget and for the people in front and behind the camera. It doesn't get as epic as they would have liked it to be. It is not a new trope of the elite, although it shares certain aspects of it. We'll get to that later. All actors does a fairly okay job, and it is a story that you sort of get entangled into, and it is interesting to see where it goes, because it is not entirely predictable, although the ending is not a shocker to anybody, but there's a good payoff also. Now, the budget is a bit too slim, as I said, and therefore the running time, I think, was maybe cut down a little bit, which makes the movie not as epic and not as big as they probably would have wanted it to be. It is not exactly trope of the elite, as I said. The action scenes are good, not fantastic, but good, but it lacks the hard-hitting punch that was the strength of trope of the elite. Both movies, actually. It is easy to get immersed in the story because it is kind of fascinating. It is also worth pointing out that it is a fascinating movie in the terms of you're getting the idea of what it's like to be a police officer in Brazil, which seems to be pretty damn horrible, actually. So if you're tired of your mundane run-of-the-mill cop movies, this is still a sort of mundane run-of-the-mill cop movie, but this one is from Brazil. It at least gives you a little bit different than what you're used to. So with that said, you're not going to waste any time, watching this movie. It's a fairly entertaining one, and I don't regret seeing it at all. I just think it could have been something more if they would have had a little bit better actors and a little bit of better budget. Who knows? But for me, this is not a bad movie at all. It's a pretty good one. So take it for what it's worth. This movie gets a solid 58 rating. It is a good cop movie. It is solid and it is entertaining. And what are you waiting for? Go and see it, or visit Brazil, I suppose. So that was our hard to pronunciate Brazilian cop movie. What are we going to view next? I have absolutely no idea. You're gonna have to stay tuned, because next time we're gonna take a look at... Wait a minute, I have no idea what we're gonna take a look at. The Wikstrand is signing out.